Hello and welcome to this very special Kitchen Masterclass. We are here in Germany at the Kitchen Autumn Fair 2022, reporting direct and live from the fair with impressions and hopefully lots of innovations for you to start the kitchen year 2023. With me in the MHK studio at Gut Backel are special guests like Dirk Kleykens from Bauformat, he's the export manager. Then we have Paul Wheeler and David Morris from MHK UK in the studio. And we have talked to a lot of exhibitors here already, and they are quite happy about the numbers of visitors. It's almost like before the pandemic in 2019, and therefore, yes, it is a positive vibe on the fair, and everybody is enjoying the personal conversations and seeing into faces again, not over a screen, but personally and directly. And so I'm happy, and I guess we are all curious to hear impressions from Dirk and from you guys, and how was it so far for you?
Well, I must say it was a really nice fair till now, because finally we are in a normal life again. Because the last 2 years through the pandemic we had only the people from far. There was a distance, there was a mask. So, and for sure in our showroom house back, everyone who comes already for years and years know there's always a special atmosphere. It's the kitchen family. So this we finally had back again the normal people with no mask anymore, sitting down, drinking a beer together, and for sure a traditional barbecue in the evening, because there you see the people on another way. Because if they do a journey, come over from England to us, then you have to respect them, take the time for them.
So it is also for you, the numbers of visitors are almost back to normal?
Back like normal times, yeah, okay. For sure, yeah.
Excellent.
Back from normal times.
David and Paul, how was it for you to be here in Germany?
Well, very good again, and as Dirk said, not having to wear a mask. I remember Dirk looking really stressed last year, talking to us from a distance through his mask, and we're trying to understand, and yes, it wasn't a particularly pleasant situation, so yeah, really happy to be seeing friends face to face, shaking a hand, and looking around at the little kiss, yes, looking at some of the new things that are out there.
So people come here to talk personally. Paul, how was it for you?
I think it's been good. It's been good to get around, and it's been good to get a flavour for what's happening across various manufacturers, as well as about from that. We've seen some definite trends that have emerged, particularly towards greens and greys are still very, very strong. We've seen lots of innovations with smart glass timbers, and of course the living space concept, that it's not just about kitchens. That room is turning into the space where we spend a lot of time, so it's all about lounge areas, working spaces, multi-purpose rooms, and I think that's good for kitchen retailers, because ultimately it's an opportunity to sell an extra product, to make an extra margin. So
open their space,
I think if there's one thing that we can take away, I think that's quite important.
Yeah, so kitchens don't stop at kitchens anymore.
No,
it's more,
absolutely.
it goes into the living room and into home office even, and lots of other rooms. And it's another variety that we have seen for many suppliers. Dick, what are your specialties for this year?
We have a lot of specialties. Our clients know that what we do is that we do the 2-year rhythm. Means the 2-year rhythm is that 1 year we bring a lot of novelties in fronts and colors, and the other year we bring a lot of novelties in the technical department. So last year we had a lot of new colors in fronts, a lot of new dark greens, dark blue, really what the market asked for. And then because you need that 2-year rhythm, because to bring that door or that color in the market. After 1 year, it's very difficult to say if that's door really a runner or not. So that's the reason why we do it every 2 years, and very important also, we don't have discontinued doors or discontinued colors. So our partners don't have to spend money again this year to put a new showroom or new displays, and so we had also the time to do the development and speak with our clients about it. What do you need? What do you want? So we had this year, especially for Burger and for Bauformat, a lot of novelties in the technical department. For example, you just spoke about offices. We also now create special units to 120 right, for example, but you can use in a sleep room, in a bedroom. So they can use bedroom units with it. So that's very important.
I think I particularly like the 100mm plinth.
Yeah, the 100mm
moving
plinth.
to
And also
Bergen.
75 plinths. For example, we did new carcass heights at Bergen. So at Bergen we had till now as a standard 150mm plinth. But let's be honest, that's not so much nice. Not so nice anymore. So now we have the 100mm plinth at Bergen, and at Bauformat we even did a step further. There we have 75mm plinths. So you have more space in the units and more design.
Interesting. I mean, we talk UK market, and you see the UK market as an important market for you, and therefore you do a lot of things and special services for the UK market. Would you like to talk a little bit about what you do
Sure.
for our...
We are already very long in the UK market for years and years, but every market is different. So you have to adapt you also to the market and not come over to say that's what we are, that's what we do, but you also have to adapt you to the market. For over in the UK, for example, we have a sales team of 3 people, right? Bob, Lee, and Adam. And we also have, let's say, our own training room over there. We have facilities over there that we can, the people can come to our training academy, Baumann Academy, to do the trainings, because otherwise they need to travel always to Germany, and the journey is at least for 1 day, and then you lose a lot of time. And so that's the reason why we did the investment to bring over there the Baumann Academy, this training academy from the Baumann Group. And we also, for example, have invoices in pound sterling, so we don't have problems with exchange rates. We bring over our goods with our own trucks, so that's also important. So for us, the UK market is really important because it's a big market for you.
And talking about service, I mean, a special service now regarding to the fair is actually something, because traveling is not that easy at the moment.
Yeah.
What you offer for people and for dealers after the fair, that I think is really nice too.
Correct, because our showroom house back is open all year long. So for sure now you have the fair over here, you have 1 week. But when we were in May and June to invite our clients to come over, it was very difficult to book flights because everyone knows there was a big chaos in the airports. I did it by myself, hours and hours you had to wait. So, and the clients didn't want to come over, they said, we shall wait. At the end, last week, a client from us, a very good partner, wants to come over, but he looked at the flights, £1,000. So that's very expensive. So for that we had already planned it before. We shall do especially UK dealer days in November for them, so they have now time to plan it, and to come over. So we shall, and that is in November.
Yeah, I think that's so important because I think we've had a really good turnout from English dealers this year, but I know for a fact more would have come.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're looking forward. We want to see our partners.
Yes, I believe that. And regarding marketing services, I think you also have some material and online and offline that you can hand over for them to show to their customers in order to also to draw attention to your product range, but also in general it's a question of how to get the customers into the stores right now. And I mean, maybe you can talk together what you...
Well, I mean, we use for some of our members Lead Wolf, so it's a lead generation website. It's very up-to-date, innovative. They add in all of the up-to-date images from suppliers such as Bauformat. I know that you're also supporting some retailers with Lead Wolf websites because it really works for our members, and I think it's all about the quality of the person coming through the door, so it's driving those people into the showrooms.
That's correct. Yeah, we also work with Lead Wolf as a lead generator, and we have very good leads from there. So we have already a filter on there. People coming in who knows if I go to that dealer, I know what I can get. That's very important, and also another way. So for the dealer is also important when the clients come in. You did already a check from what do I have, what budget do I need, and so it's very important.
I think Lead Wolf have also been instrumental in our Kitchen Experts website as well.
Yes.
So that sort of works in a very, very similar way, but over a group of dealers, group of MHK dealers. So,
also what we use is a lot of course social media. That's really in. Everyone has his cell phone. and we are use a lot on the social media, and with pictures, with films, with movies, and we really see that it works because they bring us to our dealers. They bring us to our dealers. For example, we also have a 360 virtual tour from a showroom here in Hausbeck, so our partners can use that. Even when they have a showroom of 3 displays, they can use our 360 virtual tour and see all the kitchens live over there in Hausbeck.
Perfect.
I remember using that during lockdown with one of our members, where you could show them pretty much everything by flowing through the store or the show space. Fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it's a pretty nice roundup so far. And do you have anything else that you want to bring across to all the others on the screen on the other side that is important from the fair?
But I think we obviously took a look around at Balfourmat. We've been around and managed to see a couple of other showrooms as well, and there were some interesting themes that came out across all of those. So I think passage doors, bifolding doors have certainly got their place.
Secret doors,
secret doors. Yeah.
With a nice wall behind.
Yeah, but we saw that used to put to good use with that wine room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the people only can stay 5 minutes in, not long.
Free bottle of wine when you walk out. And I think we saw lots of innovation in colours and in structured laminates as well. Yes. Not just in Balfourmat, but across some other brands as well.
At the lower price groups, So it's sort of really,
Because it depends on what your viewpoint is of the sort of the next 12 months. But certainly, if it's going to be a bit more value sensitive, I was really pleased to see the development in those price group 1, price group 2 doors.
Yes.
Because those are the strongest doors in a lot of people's ranges at the moment. Yeah.
I mean, the display that stood out for me was the Cindy in the Balfourmat showroom. It was my favourite. So it's a price group 1 door, a laminate door. But they really upped the game with some glass units with internal lighting. Look fantastic, really nice display. I'll post a picture on LinkedIn after this podcast.
And then we also saw a rather interesting expanding table. We'll have to post that as well. That
expanding table was amazing.
Concertina table.
I want one.
Yeah. And then I think Sachsen-Küchen, we saw some linoleum face doors, which were...
I'm glad you said linoleum.
Linoleum, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was an interesting material that I don't think I've seen on doors. I've seen it on floors, but...
Yeah, hard wearing, softer touch.
Yeah. And then I think, what was it? We saw the micro drawer for cress, so you can...
Micro herbs in your drawer.
Kitchen. That was an interesting innovation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've probably covered most of it, Paul.
Well, you mentioned secret doors, and that reminds me of your little book, The Secrets of Successful Kitchen Business. And so maybe not everyone has read it yet, and I think it's always good to have a look at it to get some helpful advice also into going of the kitchen year 2023. So maybe if you want to have one, you contact David and or Paul, and also if you have some questions, you might want to hand them into the chat and see whether we can answer them. And actually there is one.
Yeah, there's a good question. Well, it's more of a statement from a friend of mine called Torben Schmidt, who's opened a showroom in Truro at the end of lockdown last year, and has done really well with Balfourmat in his showroom and other products, of course. But he's and he also has a Lead Wolf website, so done fantastically well.
But I must say, Torben is really a good partner. He's a really partner of the Barman Group. He knows what we're standing for, and we know also what he's standing for, and that's very good.
Okay, and there's another question. What was your biggest aha moment of the fair? I
think seeing secret doors in pretty much every showroom. I think it's not particularly innovation, but it's good that people are looking about more than just kitchen furniture and how to extend it into other rooms.
For me, it was wine coolers. Everywhere, wine coolers.
Wine coolers.
Wine coolers, yeah.
I mean, after the pandemic, I guess people couldn't go to restaurants, so they installed their own with the wine cooler in the house, and in all measurements. I thought that was amazing.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, is there another one? Another question? Did you see any special developments in the countertops?
So I think we saw more Phoenix countertops, which are certainly interesting. We saw some interesting deck-tone finishes, some compact laminates. Those were the
Thin
ones that
and fat.
absolutely, yeah.
It's all very
Not
thin.
in the middle.
Nothing in the
Thin
middle.
and fat.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Another question coming in as well.
What was the biggest development in the appliances?
Ooh, that's
It's up to you guys.
yes. I've been focusing on cabinets, to be fair. We haven't really looked at too many appliances around the
We were surprised to see them.
Yes, yeah. Everyone's got tall units with some form of oven in. Obviously, the expansion of vented hobs. That's really in every display almost now. That's continuing.
I quite came across these 3-in-1 appliances, like oven and steam and microwave in one appliance.
We have them with five in one
Wow.
from ASCO, which is now available in the
Five
UK.
in one?
5 in 1.
So you only have to
Don't
buy
ask me
one.
they're all 5, but there's 5 in 1.
Okay, so you only need one appliance instead of 5.
Yes.
Oh, that is quite an invention, really.
And a coffee machine.
And oh yes, of course, and a coffee machine.
And also in our showroom, you can see the appliances because we have our own private label, Berg appliances.
Of course, yes.
So that's also the advantage for our clients because if they order the appliances with us, then they become the kitchen appliance at the same time. So we deliver the kitchen and all the appliances in one time. That's also very important
Which I
That
think
is
is
a-
even more important now.
in these times.
Exactly, that's a special advantage. being the
That's
logistics, and the problems right now.
I think one of the things that I was particularly interested in was lighting innovation as well.
Yes.
So we saw a lot more sort of chip-on-board technology coming onto LED strips, so you're not seeing the pinpoints of light. And I think that was some very subtle improvements to lighting that had a big effect when they
Yes.
added up together.
So many more products, many more variety, so the individual taste of the customer can actually be matched by the dealers. And so lots of possibilities, everything is on hand.
Yeah, I think that is probably another thing that came out overall, is that it's all about making it much more personal to the client. So whether that's being able to design in a specific way or in a specific colour or light it in a specific way, there's so much more flexibility. So gone are the days where it's just...
And there's also the atmosphere what you need to create. Because if you have only the newness, only the appliances, you need a certain atmosphere. Because when the clients come in, he wants to sit down and say, that's what I want at my place. But if you reach that, then you have really a good chance to sell the kitchen.
Absolutely. So the products are all there. Now we need the customers in the store. And some other advice for the dealers out there, what they should pay attention to in order to start the kitchen year 2023 from you guys?
I think from a simple point of view, if someone's walking through your door, they're generally thinking about or looking for a kitchen. They're not there to buy a toaster or a bag of crisps or whatever. So you've got to hug them. You've got to hug every customer and work with them, establish what the budget is, and try and take it all the way through to a sale. So I think we need to raise the percentage level of from lead to sale.
And I think part of that, it's all about having a staircase that you can move customers up or down to. So
Yes.
you've got Berger and Balfour. If you are dealing with a single brand, it may be worth investigating. What's your market looking like? Do you need to have something at the top end or something that you can trade people down to? Because I think people are still going to buy kitchens, but they want to make sure they're getting value for money. So if you can prove that you can give them value for money, you've got a much better chance of getting that sale.
We actually drove here yesterday with one of our retailers, so we had about 10 hours of talking about this exact subject. So I don't think there's one single answer, but we probably have lots of thoughts that we could pass on to people if they want to give us a call.
Yeah.
So I guess that is the final sentence for us here. You can give these guys a call, and they will be there for you. And therefore, thank you very much, Dirk. Thank you very
thanks,
much,
Dirk.
Paul and David,
Yes, thank you.
for coming here. And see you next time.
Yes,
See you next time.
thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.